Round.
To get the best answer.
All right, now let me know when you're focusing back on us again.
You better ask Annette.
Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah.
Ask Annette.
Today on Ask Annette, we're going to learn about painting. And I'm joined today by Shelli. Shelli, how do you pronounce your last name?
Carriveau.
Carriveau. That's what I thought. That's French, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, great. So we are here at Shelli's studio, and just getting to know Shelli a little bit and what she does. So you're a painter,
Yes,
and you give classes
I do.
and lessons.
I love to do that. Yes, I do. I try to teach all ages, whether you're 2 to 100. Yeah.
Awesome. And tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, have you always been an artist?
Yes, ever since I was a little kid, I would draw with, I don't know if you guys are familiar with these watercolor books. You could just add water to them and blur the lines. And I always had a pencil in my hand. I was constantly working on something every day. My parents would supply me with all kinds of stuff. They were very supportive and encouraging. So, and my favorite thing to draw as a kid was Roadrunner, so I would draw him all the time. So I started doing that, and then I worked on animals. Horses were one of my favorite things. People, not so much. I try, but yeah.
Are people harder to draw than animals?
For me
Yeah.
it is. But I guess if I put my mind to it, I could.
So you find things that you kind of connect with?
Sure.
And so
yeah.
Roadrunner is what you connected with as a kid.
Yes.
And
yeah.
now that you're older, it's like horses and other animals?
Yep, all kinds of animals. Here's an example. I don't know if you can see, but so this
Focus
is a stone that I painted a pet on, and it's someone's animal who had passed away.
Oh.
So I try to do this to help people have that connection that was once lost, or so they can have that connection again from losing a pet.
So did you paint that before the pet died, or just from memory?
No.
After?
So they contact me through Etsy. I've got an Etsy site. So I started painting rocks probably when I was younger I used to do it, but about 10 years ago I started doing it professionally, and people latched on the idea and just went from there. So I did cats, dogs, guinea pigs, even hairless guinea pigs.
Wow. So
all
you
kinds
paint
of animals.
You paint their animals onto a rock for them,
Uh-huh.
and then they have them forever, basically.
Yes. And usually I'll put this one needs the name on the back still, but then I'll seal it, and it's a great little keepsake for them.
And that's on an Etsy website?
Etsy, yeah.
Do you want to tell the audience the link to that?
So it's if you just Google Painted Rocks by Shelli with an I, you'll see a bunch of painted rocks come up, and
Painted Rocks by Shelli with an I.
.etsy.com.
All right, awesome. Well, that's pretty neat. So you do that, and then you give classes, and you do one-on-one lessons.
Yes, and the classes kind of came a little bit later because I was trying to figure out more ways to expand my art and to find other outlets. So I paint something every day, and then most of my clientele comes from reaching out on networking, like with Facebook and Pinterest. That's all I'm using right now. I'm not quite sure, haven't ventured out. But word of mouth has helped. A lot of times I'll paint something and post it, and it interests somebody, and sometimes they'll request something, so I get a little business that way. But yeah, it's been a little bit of a challenge, but I'm trying to find more ways to expand my talent. And I also want, the main reason why I do it though is I want people to know that through art they can find comfort, or just kind of, what is the word? I'm really nervous.
It's okay. To heal old wounds?
Yes, healing old wounds, any type of trauma they might have had. I am not a art therapist. That's a completely different realm. I would love to go into that eventually, but yes, it's very therapeutic. I have found through painting nature, the colors, the humility of anything to do with nature, flowers, animals. It's very relaxing, calming. The colors, I don't know, it is something that creates there's like a chemical in the brain that's released when you are painting. I know I've done studies on it. I can't word it properly, but there is something therapeutic about it. So I would love to be able to help people attain that by, first of all, knowing that they can paint something. A lot of times they feel that there's this wall or this barrier because they're comparing themselves to the final product.
Right.
But what they need to realize is you have to just start somewhere. And that's key to really anything.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of us out there. I'm one that just have always thought I'm not artistic. You know, I draw stick figures. I've never been able to paint. But I took a painting class in New Mexico a few months ago, and she gave us a broad outline to start with. And I was shocked that I was able to do it, you know, and I don't have all this talent. But I can see what you mean by being relaxing. Like, I felt like there's this creativity in me that I didn't even realize was there. And so it seems like if you can help people to just get started and actually believe that they can do it, that there is something just really fulfilling about finding that creativity that you didn't even know was in there.
Well, if you notice, a lot of children, when we all start out as kids, most of us anyway, love to draw, or we try to draw, or most kids are drawing that way. But until someone says something like, oh, that's, like for me, for example, I drew my mom's feet, but they look like lion's feet, and some kid said, oh, those look like animal feet, and that just, I was about ready to give up because that hurt my feelings.
Yeah, so at some point we get the idea that we can't do it.
Right.
We didn't do it just right, and so we're done. We don't want to try it anymore, because it's like you're either super talented or you're not. And it's like you forget that there's something in between. Yeah. And really, what does it matter if it's any good or not anyway, right? As long as it's something that is fulfilling to you in some way and gives you some kind of comfort or just a creative outlet. Yeah, because I've always felt like I'm not artistic, but now I even get those adult coloring pages, and I'll just sit there and do that. And I don't know why, it just allows my brain to go off and do something else while I'm just, you know, coloring. It's interesting. So I'm excited that you're going to be teaching my kids today, because I've got my 3 girls here. They're going to take a class. But before we do the class, are some of these your creations that you wanted to share, or do you have anything you want to show?
Yeah, well, my daughter did this one up here.
The flowers?
I can't take credit for that one.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, this painting here was one I just did recently of the Stanley Lake Eagles. This is a lake that's over by us, and they're monitoring the eagles on a camera so that we can all look at it through online.
Oh, cool.
So while that was being filmed, I took a screenshot and got permission for them to paint it.
Oh,
so
awesome.
that's the Stanley Lake Eagles, and that was during a storm, or right after a storm. And then I thought, well, Mother's Day is coming up, so I'm going to start painting flowers. So I started, here, I might have to move. Sure. I started painting some flowers.
Oh, wow. I'm going to focus in on these.
A lot of them have been sold to customers, and then I'm making prints. This one here was inspiring to me because sometimes we go through some hard times in our life, and the title of this one is called Perfect Love. There's times where we might feel like we're having a hard time, this could be us, and there's times where we feel like we can lift people. And this could have many meanings for anybody, but this was a very powerful piece for me, and it's helping other people too. Just gives them something to look at and hope, give them a little hope.
Yeah, because I look at that too, and I see maybe this is us, and maybe this is the Savior,
That too.
or maybe this is a trusted friend.
Yeah.
So that's what's cool about art, right? Is that everyone had their own interpretation, and it can mean something different at different times in your life.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I love that. So people can order this if they wanted, like a print of this.
Yeah, I'm not letting go of the original.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
too
blame
close
you.
to home right now.
And if they find you on Facebook, can they contact you to
Of
order
course.
this?
Yeah.
So it's facebook.com/
That I'm not too sure. Yeah, just
Okay.
they can.
But they can find you on
my
Facebook,
name.
Shelli Carriveau. And it's SHELLI and CARRIVEAU, right? Okay.
Yeah, just think Well, never mind. I was gonna say
Carriveau.
Caribou, but it's Caribou.
And so these are some
Yeah.
other flowers.
So here's some other ones. So this is, I've been like taking pictures of flowers in my backyard and then doing some studies on my own. So this was a request for someone that's going to Seattle.
Oh, neat.
This was not in my backyard.
Yeah, we don't have too many of those here.
But it's a study that I did, and this one's actually going to a customer here, and it's kind of cute. Her boyfriend is from California, so they want to do oranges, and she's got poppies because she's from a different place, so she's going to place them side by side. This is also going to a customer in Texas, Yellow Rose, Texas. Nice. And someone
Yellow
saw
Rose in
the
Texas,
Yellow Rose,
yeah.
and they wanted one too, so I had to
Right.
paint another one. This was actually the first one.
Nice.
But yeah, and there's been a lot of sometimes these take me a couple hours, sometimes an hour, sometimes 20 minutes, it just depends. Like this one took me probably, and this was just a picture I took when we were driving up to Estes Park. There was some moose, so that was just a quick fun one.
Wow. Awesome. So in your classes, people won't be able to paint just like that, right?
Well, I mean, not right off the bat, but I mean, unless they're experienced, they probably, sure, they could, you know.
Okay.
But I like to take them step by step and try to teach them the differences with value, color, hues, all that kind of stuff. And I'm still learning too. I mean, I'm not.
Well, we're always learning, right?
I've
No
got
matter
some good ground basics.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's been people that I've helped that were mathematicians, and they didn't know if they could do art at all, and they hated it, never even picked up a brush, and they painted, and they did really well.
I'll bet that just kind of blew their mind, huh?
It was a little tough, but
Yeah.
it would be like me trying to do math.
Right, yeah, or me.
So,
I don't do math either.
they were awesome.
Awesome. All right, well, it was nice chatting. So I think what we'll do is we can go on up, and I'm going to film you showing my girls how to paint.
Okay.
And so everyone can get an idea of what it looks like to be in a class.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Want to give me some background? So here's the girls getting ready to paint. And Shelli's getting all set up.
There we go. Here, brushes.
You got your canvas,
Yeah, you just had a student here, so if I
your
didn't.
brushes, and you're going to be painting roses.
Yes,
Is it-
big flowers or dahlias even. This to me reminds me of a really beautiful dahlia. You guys did really good on that. Okay, let me get some more water. You want to stop for just a second?
And we were admiring your pictures back here too.
Good boy. Thanks.
Abby says she likes every painting here. And we know you did the dog. And this
That big painting was a great aunt of mine.
was a great aunt.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And her name is Ruth
Aunt Ruth.
Bradley.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So here we are in the basement doing our little painting.
Mom,
I don't know, I have to ask
we
her.
have a grandma who
All right, we're starting the lesson.
Okay. Actually, I think I'll do this. I'll take a little from each of you. Just a little. That's fine. All right. Okay. So when you use your paint, see how thick it is right now? It's just like pasty. You want to use water on your canvas with the paint to help it flow really easy. So let me give you a real quick example. When I add that water, I'll show you around here. See how it just flows really easy? I can make it long, as opposed to if I just did like just the paint and I'm going on the canvas, it kind of can go long for a little bit, but then it'll do this. But if you add that water, the water helps it travel. Okay? And the more water you add, the thinner it's going to be. So right now it's really thin. If I want it to be not so see-through, see how it's see-through? You can just go in here and just kind of pull from the side, not quite in the middle, but just from the side. And you just keep pulling it like you're raking it. And see how it makes it thick? Okay, that's just a little tip. And then if you're going to want it to be lighter, go in from the side, grab some of that white. You can mix it on your palette, or you can make a mix, you can mix it right on your canvas like this, or you can mix it on this is your palette. We're going to call that your palette. It's tinfoil, but okay. Oh, I got a little brown in there. Woo! So I want to make it lighter for you. For your pink, you're going to add more white. But right now, we're just going to make kind of the outline of the rose, or flower. We'll just call it a flower. Okay. So go ahead and dip your paintbrush in the water. And are you guys nervous at all?
No.
Maybe a little bit? You're kind of scared to do this? Okay, don't be nervous. It's okay. And if you feel like you're stuck, just raise your hand or just ask me a question. I don't want you guys to feel like you can't ask anything, okay? Alright. So, I'm going to go in here and grab whatever color you want. So dip it in your water and just kind of mix it around on your palette so you can see how smooth it is, the consistency of it. Let me know when you're ready. You're loading your brushes. This is what you're doing right now. You're loading your brushes up with paint. Okay. You can pull it out all the way out to the side. So all the way out here and make a mixture on the side. You see my little glob of paint right there? I'm just going to pull it out here and make my own. Oh. There you go. Ooh, that's great. Does it feel like it's going to flow? You can add a teeny bit of water. You don't have to dip your brush all the way in, but just kind of on the edge. Just get it ready. It's pretty loaded. Okay, I'm going to make the first little, we're going to start kind of small with the center. Now, a flower, when you look at it, it kind of starts small on the rows and then it gets bigger as it goes out. So when you start, we're going to go kind of not in the center, but a little bit up higher, like about here. Okay? We're just going to make a little line, just like that. Looks like a slug. Actually, it kind of looks like a little turkey head. Okay, and then I can add a little bit more water if I want to keep it flowing. And you go the opposite direction. Just only focus on just the beginning. Don't think about all the petals you gotta do or anything like that. It'll start to look like a flower as you go, okay? Okay, now I'm gonna go to this side here and make a little bit bigger one. Like that. And do the same on the other side. A little bigger. Now while your paint's still wet, rinse your brush out. You're going to take the water that's in your paintbrush and just go like, just kind of lightly, don't lose the line you made, but you're going to fill in the white. You see that? Fill in the white. So where there's canvas showing, just like that. See how it's lighter than the line? Good job. So it's kind of like you're coloring it in. And it's creating some shadow where our lines are. That's kind of create some shadow. And remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. I want to see you guys hold your breath. Good job, beautiful. Okay. Okay, you ready? So now, right, who has some purple? You got purple. All right. If you want, you can mix a little bit of purple with your pink. Just, we're going to make some more lines. I'm going to go a little bit darker, but not much. And we're going to do under here, just kind of another little line. Just remember, the canvas is going to show. We'll fill that in a minute. We're just going to go a little at a time. See that? Just like a rainbow. And then a smile. And I'm going to put one out here too. See that? I'm going to go a couple more times. And I'm going to do that, what I was talking about with the brick. See how there's a gap right here? Pretend that's a river. We're going to make a bridge that goes over the river. Whoop. Same over here. And then I'll try not to do too many. I'll just stop right there, and then I'm going to rinse my brush. And do that same thing we did in the middle, where you're just using the water, and you're pulling that paint that's still wet over the canvas that doesn't have any paint on it. You still want to be able to see your lines you made, okay? So watch right here. Do you see this line? I'm just gonna, I've got paint on here now, so just fill it in. Like that. This is gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Need some help? Okay, right. So I'm gonna give you a guide. So watch what I do. I'm gonna start you out a little bit. So this will be really pretty actually. So see how big this one is? Good job. So we're gonna fill our whole canvas. Ready? So now we're going to keep doing that same thing. You're just gonna keep going around and around, just like that. And then I'm gonna stop right there so you can see these right here, and then the next row is going to be right over there. See, there's that line again. See? There's that line, gap. All right, I'll stop there. I want to try and get ahead. Okay, awesome. And then fill it in. Same thing. Pull it in over that canvas. See, I tell you, it's relaxing.
All these shy people in one room together.
Yeah, exactly. Are you
Artists,
shy?
artist types. All three of my girls are shy.
Awesome. It's a good trait.
Yeah.
To a point. Very cool. All right, you guys feel comfortable with just keep on going out? Just keep bringing that flower out. See, I lost kind of my line right. I lost my line right there, but that's all right. I can always go back. So do you see right here, girls, where see where it got lost? There's no line right here. I can grab some paint and then just go right back over like that. The cool thing with acrylics is you can make them look like watercolor. Can't quite get them as cool as oils, but you can always, when something doesn't look like, you can wait for it to dry and then go back over it again. And they dry fast. Oils, I get a little impatient. Okay, now I'm switching out. When I get to the bigger petals, I'm kind of making them not so round now. So watch this. You see how I have like a little wiggle right here? So there's like a little wiggle. And a little wiggle right there. There we go. So it's giving the flower a little bit more of a variety. So it's not the same whole time. Okay.
It's kind of nice having the quiet girls.
Is that nice for you?
Yeah, this summer's been pretty loud so far, so it's a nice break to have them just focusing on something like this.
I heard thunder. Have you guys been getting a lot of rain out where you are?
Mhm. There was a giant thunderstorm.
Was that last night?
That was crazy.
Yeah, it was sunny, and then jet black, like a curtain of black right behind the sun.
Yeah, the sun was all obscured on our way home last night when it was supposed to be setting. It looked all yellow. It was bizarre.
And green, yeah. I noticed that too, the green. It was really, I thought, uh-oh, there's going to be a tornado. Tornado somewhere. Oops. Okay.
So these are watercolors you're using right now?
No,
Are
it's
these acrylics?
acrylic. Yeah, it's
You just
acrylic,
use-
very watered down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just trying to help them kind of feel for the great. Okay, good job. Okay. Just keep going.
I could do this, but all my acrylics are like
Oh,
terrible. Except the ones at Dad's house.
yeah, if you're gonna get acrylics, you don't necessarily have to get like the expensive brand, but make sure you got a coupon. Michaels.
Michael's and Joanne.
Yeah.
I went to Hobby Lobby.
What about Hobby Lobby?
Yeah, Hobby Lobby has great deals too.
I got most of my stuff for painting there at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
Got some brown in there. Wow.
So how many colors are you using on your flower?
Just two.
Just two?
Yeah,
Purple and pink?
purple and pink.
Or maybe,
Alright, here we go. Girls. You got it, girls. Just keep going. Keep adding layers, and don't forget that little wiggle line in there to kind of... You could do this with watercolor.
yeah.
Yeah. Or gouache.
Mine's at the top.
I guess we should have had them wear some smocks or something. Huh?
That's one thing I gotta invest in.
Does acrylic comes out? Does it come out if you, not really? No?
No.
All right, girls, don't paint yourselves.
Yeah, not really. Your shirts all have acrylic paint on it. Some kind of, it dries like plastic, yeah. That's something else I gotta invest in.
Actually, I should have known that because Abby's got a lot of things at home that are just completely stained because she's always painting things. We've just kind of come to accept it.
Now I'm getting like 3 big wiggles in here. See that when it gets out here? Wah. You just keep going and going. Just gonna fill this thing up.
I guess that's kind of the artist life. You just get used to having.
Are we going to Great Wolf Lodge?
I don't know yet.
Oh, that's a fun place.
But we have cousins coming in in a week and a half, and then again in August. So we're not going to be traveling quite as much as we did last summer. But we get to paint this summer. We didn't get to do that last summer.
That's awesome. Are you guys gonna come back?
Yes.
That'd be awesome. Alright. You guys have something you really want to learn, let me know. Usually, oh, and I forgot to mention, usually what I do is I'll kind of have like a sit-down one-on-one interview kind of with the kid just to see what they are, what their interests are, what their favorite medium is, like paint, watercolor, charcoal, clay, because I can do all kinds of different
Oh,
things.
cool.
And then we go from there, so I tailor it around them. So with you three, if you guys all like get along real well and you want to like collaborate something together, we can do that. Or like say Belle wants to paint a cat one day and we learn how to paint a cat, or you know, Amanda wants to do a dog or snail, or I don't know.
I don't know. Can you guys get along well enough to collaborate something?
Sure, I can.
Maybe.
For a short amount of time, right?
Of course you can. Alright. You feel like you're done? Belle? Do you feel like you're done? Okay. Knowing when to stop is another.
Yeah, I think I would have a hard time with that, knowing when to stop.
Sometimes you can walk away and give it a couple days and come back and you'll notice something you want to fix or change. The canvas wasn't pretty white already, so it's kind of hard to see it. It's going to show up where the paint was really dark. So like right here, this is the darkest point. You'll really see it there. Right in
Did you put your name on? Yeah. Is this pretty much it?
Yeah.
Get the
Maybe the girls, I think, all made some nice creations and learned a little bit. All right, so can you guys say goodbye?
Bye.
Oh,
Bye. Thank you for letting us come to your studio.
you're welcome. Thank you.